welcome back to Book Talks Podcast. This is Kayla, and I've decided to do a little challenge with myself, but I feel like challenges put some pressure on me, so I kind of just want to see how many books I can get through in the next 10 days. So I have 10 days off. My company shuts down the week of 4th of July every year. It is truly the best week because it's not like you're getting back to working with like a zillion emails because everyone else worked. Like, everyone else is off. So you come back and it's a little chiller. You feel less pressure being off. It's just like a really good week to relax. And I partially think the best thing is that no one else is really off this whole week. So I really am just hanging out at the beach, hanging out at home, relaxing. Last year I didn't get to do that because we actually moved to our current apartment. So I was organizing the apartment, putting furniture together, all that jazz. So this week I made like zero plans. Like I have a couple dinners, but that's pretty much it. And I'm just curious how much books I can get done in 10 days without working because I read a good bit while working. So we'll see. But I decided I wanted to just like vlog it a little bit and share. I don't want to hold myself accountable, but like, I don't know, I just feel like this makes it fun. So I'm gonna start with the books that I have on my TBR, what that are on my mind of like things I want to read next. And we'll see if I actually get to them or I might like go a completely different way. But the first series, so we interviewed Maggie Gates for the podcast last week, but the episode won't come out until September. But I have been like on such a kick with her books. She has so many books out, and she actually has a really like a reading order on her website. I've been trying to follow, but I've kind of been going a little bit out of order. But I'm currently reading her I want to make sure I'm pronouncing this right. Her Beaufort Poker Club series. It's like a North Carolina beach town friend group series. So each book is a different friend. There's 6 books in the series. And I read the first book last month and it was good. But the second book has me now, like I'm invested. I'm hooked. I feel like I personally know these people. It's such a fun friend group to read and you just want to like them all to fall in love. So I'm currently reading the third book, which is The Square Deal. I just can't put it down. I think I started it last night. I'm already like 30% in. So I'm very excited to read today. Today is day 1. I was already reading this morning. I'm like, oh, I should probably record something first. So I'm hoping to get through this series this week. I don't see why not, unless like other things pull my attention, but very much obsessed with these right now. The next books are like kind of like physical TBR and like I'm gonna say I'm not like 100% in the mood for them, but I do want to read them because I own them and I try not to like let my physical TBR pile up. So this one we are reading for the podcast. It is our June Fable book of the month. I've read this back in 2022, so I'm like rereading it. I also am waiting to watch the show until I reread it, even though I've heard the show isn't that good. Me and Marissa are recording like this week our thoughts on this book. So I listened to most of it yesterday while I was cleaning. I have a little bit left to go, so hoping to finish this like today or tomorrow. So this is like high on my TBR, but I wasn't in the mood because I like this book a lot. Like it's a good book. I just haven't really been in the mood for it, but it's good. I'm like when you put the audiobook in, like I just can't stop. Like I literally clean my entire apartment. It's spotless just listening to it. I'm probably gonna like alternate between audio and reading it for the next half, but I am enjoying that book. But I'm just a mood reader, so sometimes like things just aren't piquing my interest. So actually this one goes into this book. I love Elsie Silver. Like I have like all her books like on the shelf. I have like first prints for these 2. Well, this one was like a re-release, but like I have first prints because you can see the mountains, like they all line up. So I love Elsie Silver. I pre-ordered this book. I have not been reaching for this book and I don't know why. So not that I'm going to make myself read it, but I'm going to like put it more on the front of my TBR. I don't really have much to read for the podcast, so I should be able to get to this, but I don't know why I'm not reaching for it, but I want to reach for it. So we're adding it to the TBR. The next up is Morningstar. Me and Marissa are hoping to do another episode on this. We did an episode on Red Rising and Golden Sun, and we're hoping to get through all of them. So I just haven't been in a sci-fi mood or fantasy mood. It's been in a romance kick. So I think I'm going to just read a chapter a night until I get really into it. And then we'll see where things go. I also would say like the way Golden Sun ended, like it really hurt my heart and I was really sad. So I just don't know what to expect in this book. I don't know where it's going to go from here. Every time I finish one of these books, I'm like, where does he go from here? How does he have 6 books out in the series? Because I'm like, how do they get out of this? I want to know what happens, but I don't know if I'm ready for the emotional damage yet. So we're gonna like tiptoe our way into this one. And then the next 4 books, I got kind of as arcs from publishers. So I got them on my Kindle. I do have one copy coming in the mail of one of them, but some of them I just requested on my Kindle and didn't request a copy just because I do tend to just reach for my Kindle more than a physical book, and I don't really have space. This is my only shelf in my apartment. I used to have like a whole book wall and everything in my old apartment when I lived with just like my roommate. But now I live with a boy. We share a 1-bedroom apartment because we want to save money. So I had to downsize, and I have about 2 boxes of books at his mom's house. I got rid of 100 books. I donated 100 books. I do tend to like donate. I'll go through this and donate some more. So I try not to accumulate books unless I really, really love them. I will say I do plan to buy the Beaufort, I don't know how to pronounce this. Beaufort Poker Club series. I do plan to buy once I have more room because I'm like obsessed with them right now. But okay, so let me get into the ebooks I have that are really piquing my interest. I think they come out either this month or next month. So the first book is Star-Crossed Summer by Devon Daniels. This one comes out in July. This one really piques my interest. I think it's like a celebrity romance. I don't have the synopsis, but this is the cover. I don't know, it intrigues you. It just feels like a good summer romance. So very excited for that one. The next one is The Summer Girlfriend. This one came out in June, so it already has come out. I saw on Goodreads people saying this is the book of the summer. I will test that out. This is by Christina Forrest. The next one, this one actually I have a copy coming because I really intrigued me. It's Extracurricular by Rachel Lynn Solomon. This one is a professor romance and a like ex-celebrity, which are 2 genres I love to read. I've been saying in the podcast, like, I'm going through an Ali Hazelwood drought. I just reread Deep End because I love Ali Hazelwood so much. So I'm missing that academia romance vibe. So I'm hoping this satisfies that. So yeah, so that's really intrigued me. So I did request a copy for that. And I do get a copy of my Kindle as well, so I can start reading it as soon as possible. I honestly think once I finish the Beaufort series, like, we'll see where things take me, because I feel like I'm more intrigued in these books than like my physical TBR. And then the next one is, I've just seen so many Storm Chaser books coming out recently. Or maybe it's just 2, but like I haven't seen the genre before. I have seen the movie Twister. I did think it was good, so like maybe I'm into it. So I did get the ebook for Chase Me If You Can by Heather Francis because the cover's like really intriguing me. We'll see when these pop in. Obviously, I'm not going to read all of them. I'm not like a crazy reading machine. Today is day 1. Obviously, the goal is to finish every summer after, but I'll check back in next time. Welcome back to my summer shutdown reading challenge. Today is the end of the 2nd day of my break. I forgot to film last night and also this morning, but I left off yesterday. I was like 30% done with Square Deal by Maggie Gates. So I did finish that today. It was really cute. I really enjoyed it. I'm really excited to dive into the next book in that series. I'm going to start that in the morning. I just spent the past like hour and a half uploading a bunch of shorts and TikTok, like a bunch of shorts to Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. So that is kind of what I did with my night, and I had a very long day with family, which was really nice. So I didn't get that much reading done. I would say I did get a little bit more of this, so I have like 60 pages left of this book, so I will finish this in the morning because me and Marissa are recording tomorrow our thoughts on the book before I'd see the TV show, similar to what we did for the deal. So that's my radar, and I'm going to start book 4 in the Beaufort Poker Club series by Maggie Gates. Book number 4 is In Spades. I'm like obsessed. I'm breezing through them. They're so good. I was like tempted if I should take a break and read something else, but I just want to know what happened. So we'll be starting that tomorrow. I don't really have many plans for tomorrow. I have a workout class at 7. And then besides that, like, I think I'll just go to the beach and read. I do have like a couple more things to edit for the podcast, so I might do that tomorrow, but tomorrow I'll just be taking it easy. I'm just gonna see where the day takes me. So that is the end of day 2. I am 1 book down, and let's see how many more I can read. Welcome back to my summer shutdown reading challenge. It is day 3 of 10, and I worked out this morning. I am currently doing laundry, so I am waiting till that's done before I head to the beach. So in the meantime, I'm going to have my coffee, and I'm going to finish every summer after, or I'm going to try. I'm on like 259. There's like 300 pages, so like 40 pages left. So let's see if I can finish it. And then I'm gonna head to the beach and I'm gonna start the 4th book in Maggie Gates series, the Beaufort Poker Club, because I'm obsessed. So excited for that. It's beautiful out, so looking forward to it. Welcome back to my summer shutdown reading challenge. I meant to record this yesterday, but I was so addicted to my book that I literally couldn't put it down, and I finished it in an entire day. Like, I have not finished a book in a literally morning to night day in a very long time. So I started in Spades by Maggie Gates, and this is the 4th book in the Beaufort Poker Club series, and I was just hooked. Like, I went to the beach for a couple hours. By the time I left the beach, it was 50% done. I got home, I made dinner, had dinner, and then I just went on the couch and finished it, and I was like, oh my god, I'm a little addict. And then I woke up this morning and I was like, let me just read another couple chapters before I get up, because I woke up at like 6. I didn't want to read the 5th book in the Beaufort series. I don't know, I just didn't feel like starting it. I was like, maybe I should start something else. And then I was reading the synopsis of other Maggie's books, and I realized she has a standalone that is like the next gen of the Beaufort Poker Club series, and this is like one of the kids in the 4th book. This is like 11 years later, so I probably should have read it in order, but it is a surprise pregnancy trope of the book I'm currently reading, which I forget the name of it, and I love surprise pregnancy trope, and I was just like, let me just read a couple chapters. 50% in, I've done nothing all morning. I mean, it's only 10:30, but I've been up since 6, and I was like, I need to cut myself off, so taking a break. I'm gonna edit a bit. I need to pick up a bike sticker for my bike for my apartment building, so I'm gonna call, see if I can do that, maybe go for a little bike ride. So I need to cut myself off from reading. I'm reading so much, but so far my reading count is 3 books, and this is day 4. Oh my god, if I finish 4 books in 4 days, I feel like I have a problem. I mean, this is part of the challenge, but I also feel like I have a problem. I don't think I will, because me and Marissa are planning to record our episode on Every Summer After today, and I'm trying to edit that so I can get that out for tomorrow, because we try and release it on the last day of the month or the first day of the next month for our book club. So I need to edit that. I have some shorts to edit. I have pottery tonight, so hopefully I will take a little bit of a breather. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I came up and I forgot that I'm in the real world. That's how much I've been reading, so I love reading, obviously. I love escaping a new world, but I'm also okay, I need to live in the current world I actually live in, so balance. I think it's actually a good thing I have a job, because if I just read all day long, I don't know who I'd be. So this has been good, this break, but I'm also really enjoying these books. I feel like I'll either give my thoughts on all the books at the end of the challenge, or in our monthly wrap-up video I always give my thoughts on the books I read during the month. I don't have my full thoughts processed yet on my thoughts on the books, but I will circle back. Welcome back to day 6 of my summer shutdown reading challenge. I actually forgot to record yesterday because I have become a reading addict and I literally can't stop. I've just been sitting down and I look up and I'm 40% done with the book and hours have passed. So I think I have a problem. I've literally finished 5 books in 5 days. It's actually a really good thing I have a job, because I think I would forget to live and I would just read all the time, because I don't even intend to. I usually just been reaching for my Kindle more than my phone, and just hours pass and I just read so much. So I'm taking a breather this morning. I went through and I wrote up my summaries for the books I read in June, because me and Marissa are recording our June wrap up and TBR video either today or tomorrow. And then I also went through and wrote my TBR for next month and kind of made a game plan for that. So I did some bookish research this morning. I also looked up just books that have been interesting me online, and just again to feed my TBR challenge. So not challenge, but TBR list for the next month, because I like to stay organized and set goals, even though I never really stick to them. I just like to have an idea in my head of what I'm gonna read next. So did that this morning. I'm gonna go for a walk because I just feel like I need it. I was telling my boyfriend, I'm I think I just need to clear my head. He's from what? And I was from reading too much. But to give kind of a half point check-in since day 5 ended. So I read 3 Maggie Gates books. I read Square Deal first, and this is a Playboy billionaire romance story. It was really cute. I would just say it's a really quick, cute billionaire romance. I say, and I'm gonna give more of my thoughts on our monthly wrap up, but I just feel what makes this series so special is the friends that they
like of this world that Maggie has created and that we've experienced. Especially being 4 books in, like, I just love it, and I feel like it's a cute billionaire romance, but it makes it even better is the friendships that we've been reading along the way. So that was also the case for In Spades, but In Spades had a really cute, like, I just love this trope. So the older sister, their parents like got into trouble and she had to take ownership of her siblings. It's also billionaire romance, so it's kind of like found family in that aspect, because, you know, if she has 4 kids, like, what's gonna happen? Is he really gonna want to be with her? So I really loved In Spades. I did think Square Deal was really good as well. I still think of the Beaufort series. Wildcard is my favorite still, but really enjoyed In Spades. And then from In Spades, the next one is Not in the Cards, and I do think I'm going to read that one today. But I just like wasn't in the mood, and honestly, after reading Wildcard, again, I was like really in the mood for a surprise pregnancy trope. So I read Seven of Hearts from Maggie Gates. So this one, so like of her siblings, in Spades, this is her oldest brother, the oldest brother of like her youngest siblings, his book, and it's a surprise pregnancy trope. This one was so good. I didn't think I was gonna finish it on day 4, and I did. It snuck up on me, and I was like, oh, it's done. It was really good. I would give it, like, honestly, like a 5-star. I just feel like I'm in a really good like reading mood, so maybe I'm like overzealous with the ratings, but really good read. So those are 3 books that I read of the 5. And then the 4th book, I think I discussed it on like day 1, was Every Summer After. That was for our podcast. We actually haven't recorded that because me and Marissa's schedule have just not been lining up. But we're hoping to record that this morning. Well, my afternoon, Marissa's morning, because she's in Arizona. So read Every Summer After. I finished that one up. And then again, like, I'm just in a surprise pregnancy trope mindset. Like, I don't know what's wrong with me and why I can't stop reading them. And I was on Instagram and this like ad popped up for this book that was surprise pregnancy, marriage convenience, doctor romance, brother's best friend romance. So I like just downloaded it, Kindle, I picked it up, and it was really good. So this one is called Forever Undone by Saman. And also, like, I read this so out of order. I was looking up her books because there definitely was some backstories that like I just didn't know what was happening, but you could read the book without the backstories. So actually she has like 4 series you should be reading before this one, and this is like her newest one. So I think eventually I actually really enjoyed it, so I think eventually I will go back and read them all. My only qualm is, so like her later series, she has the covers that are like cutesy with like couples on them, but her earlier series are just like shirtless men, and I don't know, I just hate having like a shirtless men cover on my Goodreads and my Fable. It's just like an OCD thing of mine. So if they re-release covers, she does have this one series. So like she has 3 series that I'm forgetting the name of, but then she has 2. It's like the Unresistible Billionaire series, and that's is like the next gen of the first 3. And then Forever Done is also the next gen. So we're like in the next gen phase, and I might just read all of that and then circle back to the beginning ones. But there is one that like has piqued my interest, so I did download my Kindle. We'll see if I read that, but I'm gonna like pace myself today. I'm going to read Not in the Cards by Maggie Gates because I've been really wanting to. I'm gonna go on a walk, and I did read 1 chapter in Fever Dream. It's just like not piquing my interest as much as I hope, so I'm actually gonna listen to the audiobook on my walk and see if that like gets me more into it. Not that it's bad, like I only read 2 chapters, but I just again reached for the Saman book. Like that one was more intriguing to me. I'm such a mood reader. But yeah, so it's been 5 days. I've read 5 books. I hope I don't finish another book today because I think I have a problem. I don't think I will. Again, me and Marissa are recording this morning. I have friends coming to go to the beach with me this afternoon, so I'll probably read Not in the Cards on the beach today and tonight before I go to bed, but I don't anticipate finishing it because they are like 400-page books. So that's that, and I will check in tomorrow morning. Welcome back to my summer shutdown reading challenge. Today is day 8. I did not record day 7 because I didn't really read much. So in the last clip that I filmed, I felt very much like I was just reading too much, and I felt like I needed to come up for air. So I decided to reacquaint myself with society. So today is 4th of July, so happy 4th of July. So on Thursday, I had my friends come to the beach. And then we went to dinner, then we got ice cream. I did read a little bit on the beach with them, but like obviously every time like I'd read a chapter and then we talk. So it was really nice to get back to socializing. I felt more of like a human. And then yesterday I read a good bit because it was really hot here. Like we actually did not go outside much because it was just so warm out. We went to the gym and then we kind of just hung out. My boyfriend was off from work yesterday. So I read a little bit, but we played It Takes Two. We're like in the beginning phases of It Takes Two, and I'm not very good at video games, so that's been really fun to play video games with him. And then we like made dinner together, so it didn't go crazy. And then I did edit the podcast episode that we released this morning, so took a breather of reading. But this whole time I've been reading Fever Dream by Elsie Silver, so I finally got into it. I'm very close to being done. I think I will be finishing today. I think I have less than 100 pages to go, and we are going to the beach for 4th of July, so hoping to get some done there. I am feeling the urge to read another J. Saman book. I have one down on my Kindle, so I'm gonna just like dive into another one of her series because I really like that book. And then I think after that I'm gonna go back to my Maggie Gates books because I have so many books of hers to go through. And then I need to also start Morningstar. I feel like I have so many books that I want to read. I don't know where to start, so I'm just gonna follow my vibe and read J. Salmon after this. But it has been good to take a step back from reading a little bit. And I'm excited to kind of like get back into a routine after this week. So I have 2 more days off. Tomorrow I don't have much going on. I do need to go to the pottery studio. I signed up for pottery lessons this summer, and we have 5 hours of studio hours every week to practice. So I have not practiced this week yet, so I was hoping to do some pottery, go grocery shop with my boyfriend, like get ready for the week. And then Monday I also took an additional day to make it that 10 days, and I have surfing lessons in the morning. So I have more things later in the week, so I won't be reading like a fiend, but I do hope to finish this book and maybe another book before I go back to work. But that's where I'm at in my summer shutdown reading challenge so far. The book count is still at 5. It's day 8, and we'll see if it gets to book 6. But have a good day.
Hello, Kayla here, and my challenge is officially over. I am back to work. I start work in 30 minutes, so it's like a little bittersweet because it was a really nice 10 days off, like very relaxing. I do like keeping a schedule, so I'm excited to get back and see some of my coworkers, but it's like a little bittersweet because what do I look forward to now? Besides just working 5 days a week. But I wanted to give some stats. So I last recorded on the 8th. I was at 5 books, or not 8th. I last recorded on the 8th day of the challenge. It was on 5 books. I was almost done with Fever Dream, and I want to see how many more books I can get through before the end of break. So I did finish Fever Dream. That was a very cute read. It was very reality show coded, which I am a big fan of. It was very nice to be back in the world that Elsie Silver has built. I would say it's a standalone, but this book is heavily referenced. The characters in this book, which are Theo and Winter, come into and are like in a couple chapters in Fever Dream. It's almost referenced like a parallel story, not in this trope wise, but like in the dynamic between the two of them. So I would say to read the Chestnut Hill series first before diving into Fever Dream. If you want to just read Fever Dream, like I think you could do that. Like it definitely could be a standalone and you're just like gonna be like, who are these people? Why do I care? But to emphasize or to enhance the reading experience, to recommend reading that one. But so very good read. And then I really was craving going back to Jay Salmon's book. So I read Undeniably Convenient, and this is the first book in the Boston Irresistible Billionaire series. Wow, what a mouthful. So I know I'm like going so out of order with Jay Salmon's books because I didn't really want to read the first 3 because of the covers of the book. Like I don't want those on my Goodreads or my Fable. These are really cutesy covers. Like this is it on Goodreads. I don't know if it shows. I'll throw a picture up here. They have cuter covers for her like later 2 series, so I do like having that. I don't know why I care, but I do. It's like an OCD thing. So I am like, again, like there's a bunch of characters in it that I don't care about or don't know when I'm like playing catch up. Other than that, it's a very cute, very fast read. I finished it in a day. It's very Grey's Anatomy coded. There's actually an elevator scene that was very similar to Meredith's, like a scene of Meredith in the earlier seasons. So if you like Grey's Anatomy, this is that, but juicier. And maybe I will change my opinion on that, but I do really like it. I would say you have to suspend reality a little more than your usual romance because literally the trope in this book is her and her boss make an agreement to have a baby like naturally together, like, and have a contract for it. So it's like a contract pregnancy trope, workplace romance trope. If any of my friends did that, I'd be like, what are you doing? If I would never think to do that. So interesting trope, very quick read. I enjoyed it. I think I will be finishing that overall Boston what's Irresistible Billionaire series. Or 7 books. I think I will finish that. Torn on if I go back and like read the first 3, but I will like sprinkle them in when I need like a little palate cleanser. So overall total is 7 books in 10 days. I did get through about 140 pages of Not in the Cards by Maggie Gates. So I did not finish that series, but this book is very good and I'm very excited to be back in it. So I'm going to do kind of what my TBR was before the challenge and what I accomplished. So I originally said I wanted to finish the Beaufort Poker Club series. I was on book 3. So I finished book 3, book 4, and I finished about 30% of book 5. So did not finish that. But I also did read 7 of Hearts, which is kind of in that world. It is a standalone, but it does kind of pair well with that series because it's in the same world. So instead of reading the 4 books of that, I read and a 3rd random one. So then I also said I wanted to read Every Summer After, so I did finish that. I wanted to read Fever Dream, so I did finish that one as well. I did not get to Morning Star. I was not in a fantasy mood or sci-fi mood. I will be reading this soon. So this is like the next book me and Marissa are buddy reading, so this will be read in the next coming weeks. The 2 J. Saman books were not on my TBR, but they were read, and that was again Forever, Undone, and Undeniably Convenient. And all the books in the Boston Irresistible Billionaire series start with the word undeniable, so we'll see what the next ones are named. And then going back to my list, I did list 4 other books that were on my Kindle that I wanted to get to, and that was The Summer Girlfriend, Star-Crossed Summer, Extracurricular, and Chase Me If You Can. I did not get to any of those. I do still want to read them. I was just in a mood, but this week we're done with the challenge, so going back to work. But I do commute on the train an hour each way, and it's mostly where I get my reading time done, so I definitely will still be reading, so hoping to finish on the cards and then also start Betting Man and finish the Beaufort Poker Club series. So that's the goal for this week, and just get back into a schedule. I know I didn't record the last 2 days. Yesterday was just a really rainy day, and I honestly just like got my act together, got ready for work, got like my clothes done, laundry done, all the chores, got my nails done, went to the gym. So yesterday was a reset, and then on what day was it? What did I do? On the 5th. What did I do? I don't know what I did Sunday. I think we just went grocery shopping. I went to the pottery studio a little bit. I did say, I think I said I had a surf class that was canceled because it was really, really rainy yesterday. So we couldn't surf in this condition. So I'm going to try and get a class in this weekend. I don't really know what I did Sunday. Maybe just read and relax. Yeah, I think I finished Undeniably Convenient, went to pottery, went grocery shopping, meal prepped. So the past 2 days were just catch up. They weren't crazy reading days. I would say I am proud of myself for finishing 7 books. It would have been cool to be like, I read 10 books in 10 days, but I don't like to be like, not have a life and not like come up for air. Life's too short to just force myself to read. So I definitely read when I wanted to this break, and I had really good reads and I really enjoyed myself. But I'll leave it at that, and thanks for watching. Have a good night, and make sure to hit subscribe and follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Book Talks Podcast. Have a good night.